appreciated. Don't you know that love is? And dear mama, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. We are now surviving Diddy Glover's mother, Janice Combs, aka Mrs. Glover. Here's her Bible. Mrs. Glover is going off. She is crashing out on 50 Cent and she's crashing out on Netflix during survival. And Mrs. Glover, she is trying to say that allegedly they are painting a picture that's not true of her during survival. Now, my thing is, Mrs. Glover, you and your team wig would not be trying to say that this is not a description of you if it wasn't true. You know what I mean? Now, we all have to be considerate because Mrs. Glover is 5,017 years old. So she probably forgot. She probably forgot how you raised a boy. You raised a demon, a vampire that sleeps upside down, Mrs. Glover, and you sleep upside down too. You know, and I guarantee you those wigs probably be hanging up on the walls, on the ceiling, Pure Survival, because you are the head vampire. So you fly up there and get your motherfucking wig and just drop that shit on your head. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, guys, because we got to remember that this is somebody's mother, and she's elderly, but it's decisions, Mrs. Glover, that you made back in the day. You see them little furs and all that, the way you used to dress up, Diddy Glover, you wanted him to be a freak off pimp when he got older. And what did he do, Mrs. Glover? He ended up pimp slapping you. Pure Bible. You know what I mean? You wanted your son to be a pimp, and the first hoe that he saw, and I'm not calling you a hoe, Mrs. Glover, you said that you was the stripper. You said that you used to back that thing up. You know what I mean? But you were the first, woman that he decided to slap. And I think that led to him slapping so many others during survival. Because you didn't whoop Diddy Glover's ass. You let him get away with murder, Mrs. Glover. So for you to go off on 50 Cent and go off on Netflix, making threats that y'all gonna sue and da-da-da-da-da, Diddy Glover nor you will be able to sue. It's too late, Mrs. Glover. Everything that we thought about you, everything we thought about your son, it's all on that Netflix, and we all saw it. You know what I mean? You should throw parties at the house, letting Diddy Glover stay out at 1 o'clock in the morning, setting up his freak offs and his little pimp outfit. You can imagine Diddy Glover like this big, Pure Bible. She had him talking to all the hoes and escorts. You know what I'm saying? You wanted that boy to feel like he was a boss, like Rick Ross. Oh. And then he got older and got that money. Oh. And then that's when he started to get even more demonic. But it started from a kid. So I understand why you're angry, because you didn't think that we were going to see this. You just thought that we was just going to only hear those rumors. Because allegedly you was in some of the freak offs, Mrs. Glover. This is what they were saying about you, allegedly, that you was in freak offs. I know you probably don't remember right now due to the dementia during survival. And no disrespect to the dementia. You know what I mean? But you don't remember. And I think that Netflix special series is reminding you of what you created. If y'all agree with what I'm saying, please smash that like button and hit that hype button, especially if y'all agree with what I'm saying. And I am sorry, Mrs. Glover. I'm sorry, Miss Glover. I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. Your son slash daughter, brother Bible. You know what I mean? But it's crazy though, Mrs. Glover. Like, we saw you and Diddy Glover kissing under the freak off mistletoe. You see this? You were tongue kissing your son down over the mistletoe. You know what I mean? All of that semen breath, with all of the semen breath, Mrs. Glover, you didn't give a damn knowing what your son was doing. There is no way that you had no idea. And then Diddy Glover had everything in your name. So you didn't care because you were getting money. Everything, all the money was in your name. So you knew exactly how much money y'all was sitting on. Pearls of Bible. You knew that Craig Mack was knocking on the welfare office door. You know what I mean? You knew that your son wanted to be Tupac and your son wanted to be Biggie. All in the videos dancing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why you're surprised and you feel like everybody's picking on your son, Mrs. Glover. You know what I'm saying? I used to take up for your son after the court hearing. But I got a reminder, Mrs. Glover, of who your son was and still possibly still is. You know what I'm saying? I even saw you at the courthouse, Mrs. Glover. And I felt like, oh, Diddy's mom, she's so sweet. Da, 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 da. Yeah, you could be sweet right now. But back in your time, you created a monster, and Mrs. Glover, you were the head monster. Head vampire. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't feel bad for your son. You know what I'm saying? Now, I may feel bad for you because, you know, you're up in age and I wouldn't want nothing to happen. And Diddy be where he's at. You know what I'm saying? But some people may feel like he deserves to be there, Mrs. Glover. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that passed away that was connected to your son that can't be nowhere near their parents anymore. Pure survival. So people might feel like they don't care about that. You know, but I have a heart, Mrs. Glover. But I just want to tell you, you crashing out and going off on the people and going off on 50 Cent, going off on Netflix is never going to change what we saw and what we heard. And you, ma'am, you been knew about this. This is not your first motherfucker freak off rodeo. Pure survival. You was setting up them parties, them white parties, things like that. You was all for it, Mrs. Glover. It got so bad that you got scared of Diddy. You was scared of him. And that's why you're still afraid of that boy because you created a monster up to this day. Pure survival.